Assalamu alaikum. I'm Priscilla Al-Uqda, president and founder of the University of Islam and Clara Muhammad School National Alumni Association. And I am also a proud Khateebah of the Women's Mosque of America. And I really want to thank the Women's Mosque of America for the opportunity to share this particular woman who is a part of Islamic history, and that would be Clara Evans Poole, also known as Sister Clara Muhammad School, Sister Clara Muhammad. And Sister Clara Muhammad was born November 2nd, 1899 in the segregated South state of Georgia in the United States. She again was a wife, a mother of 9, and part of the Great Migration, she and her husband moved from Georgia to Detroit, Michigan, because the Ford company were offering jobs for Black folks. So she moved, she and her husband, and she became very unhappy with the school system. Her children complained of the hateful treatment by the white teachers. And so eventually she took her children out of the public school system there in Detroit, which was illegal. She was visited by the police and truant officers and given distinct orders to return her children to the school, and she refused. 2 things came about her refusal. One is she ushered in the legalizing of homeschooling, because we have to remember it was illegal to homeschool your children. They had to be in public school per the states. So she refused, and teaching her children in her home ushered in the legalizing of homeschooling. So we as Americans can be very grateful for that. 2 is because she was teaching her children and other children in her home, they called the school University of Islam. And by continuing with that process in that school, she started the first national African American school system. Okay, so the schools were across the United States, some in multiple cities. And because this was early 20th century, these things might not seem very important, but they were vital at that time. And for a Black woman, and she was a very petite woman, to refuse to do what she did, she could have been beaten, she could have been killed, she could have been arrested, her kids or children could have been taken away from her. So she was a very courageous woman. She was very intelligent, very spiritual. Her father was a deacon, I believe. And so she believed in her people. She had seen a lot of things, lynchings and things like that. So she was a very interesting woman, very intelligent, very determined, and a great supporter of her husband. I don't believe her husband would have achieved all of the things that he did with the Nation of Islam if he had not had her beside him. And when he was jailed for being a conscious objector for the war, she ran the organization, and he was in jail for some time. But she ran the whole organization and started a school system. So this petite Black woman ushered in her own history into American history and our Islamic history. And I don't think that she is a person that should be not recognized and should be well known. What I love about her and why I truly wanted to share her with you all is because she was known for her Southern hospitality, her Southern disposition. And if you ever met a real Southern woman, you know that's really quite special. They are very interesting individuals. But she was known for that, but she was especially known for her honesty, her morals, and her ethics. And she never wavered, ever wavered. And so you never hear any negative thing about her from her children, from the folks who knew her. She died in 1972, and her son, Imam Warfdeen Muhammad, changed our schools from University of Islam to Clara Muhammad School to honor his mother. And I really thank you all for the opportunity to share one of my sheroes with you. Assalamu alaikum.